Well, this one was great. While it lasted. It's the Eastcoast Baritone T1. If you've never tried a baritone before, then this was probably the best way to dip your toes into the deep baritone waters. And I really hope Andertons bring this one back, or something similar, pretty soon. The original price was £149, but then they were discounted to £99 before being discontinued. But all may not be lost. I've got a pretty good feeling that we're going to see a new Eastcoast Baritone model in the near future. And meanwhile, if you do ever come across one of these used, then I'd say it's definitely worth checking out. I know you've already seen it, but let's go back in time briefly for a rapid unboxing. Right, here we go. What is it about guitar shops when packing boxes they stick on the postage labels upside down, opposite from the box brand logo? It seems quite common, and it's not just Andertons that do this, and it seems like it'd be such an easy fix, but there you go. Anyway, it's well packed, and it turns out it's the shipping label that's correct, and it's the box that's upside down. Don't know how you managed to get that wrong. Okay, you see this Andertons inspection card. More on this later. I have some questions about it being potentially misleading. But here it is, the Baritone Eastcoast T1. Looks pretty good to me. What do you think?
Steve, I can listen to you play that funky jamming kind of stuff. I mean, you can play an hour's worth of that right now, and I would be happy.
Aw, thanks, Rick. I mean, I don't know if I could do an hour but I'm glad you liked it. Right, here's the specs. Let's get through this quick, cause it's a £99 guitar. So it's a T-style guitar, which of course means it was once played by Mr. T.
I pity the fool.
The body material is listed as solid wood, so that's reassuring. Meanwhile, the binding is listed as ivory, which I'm pretty sure is illegal and highly doubtful at this price too. Anyway, we have a Canadian rock maple bolt-on C-shape satin finish neck with an Indian laurel fretboard, 22 medium jumbo frets, 12-inch radius, and it's a 27-inch scale length, so you can get those baritones. And it's got a 42mm synthetic bone plastic nut. It's got chrome hardware, 6-saddle fixed bridge, and Jinho vintage style tuners. Pickups are a pair of Allen Entwistle HVX humbuckers, 1 volume, 1 tone, and a 3-way selector switch. The string gauge is 14 to 68 with a wound third. And there's the full string gauge. And no doubt you'll have noticed that this is pretty much exactly the same specs as techno bluegrass legend John Travolta. And here we can see him on the set of Saturday Night Fever, enjoying some downtime with the guitar, in between those no doubt tiresome dance scenes. If you've never tried a baritone before, I'd highly recommend it. They're loads of fun. And if you already play guitar, you can play a baritone. You can use all the same chord shapes that you already know, all the same scale patterns, etc. The only thing is you'll be in a different key. For example, here's a C. But it's not a C, it's an F sharp. But I actually kinda like that I don't always know exactly what it is that I'm playing on this one. It's great for getting the creative juices flowing, and it's just pretty fun. Fun is good. So, Eastcoast is Andertons' in-house brand of more affordable instruments, also available at Guitar Guitar. And they actually do have quite a few cool looking models that I might just have to check out in future. Have you tried out any Eastcoast guitars? What would you recommend? Let me know in the comments. So these are made in the Manling factory in China, which is the same factory as the Soloking guitars, Ibanez Geos, and probably some other brands that I don't know about. And I've did a review on the Soloking MS1 before. This is a much higher spec guitar than the Eastcoast's, and you can check that out up there if you want. Or can you? Have they stopped putting the link up there? Maybe it's in the description. We'll put it somewhere if you want to see it, alright? But anyway, this thing for £99, or even £149, I'm impressed. I mean, it's a pretty simple design. We've got two humbuckers, a fixed bridge, volume, tone, three-way selector. There's not loads going on here, but they easily could have chose some cheaper options, like they could have went with a top-loading bridge, but it's this nice string through. And it's double bound. They didn't have to do that at this price, and the binding on this is impeccable. Although, I'm not much of a fan of this ivory against the white. Blech. Don't like it. They should have went with a black binding on this one, in my opinion. Speaking of which, it was also available in black and this nice blue colour. They're recommending B standard tuning with this 14 to 68 gauge string set, paired with this 27-inch scale length neck, and the tension feels pretty good, and it sounds pretty good to me too, so good choices here. Someone clearly knows what they're doing. Now, I'm not an expert in baritone guitars, far from it, but I did put together this Fender Squier baritone Jazzmaster Partscaster called the Jazz Bar. Link in the description to the vid if you want to check it out. But I'm not really a metal guy, which is often what's associated with this kind of guitar. I don't have a great idea of what the best pickups or sounds should be for a baritone guitar. The baritone guitar in this tuning literally sits in between a guitar in standard tuning and a bass guitar, and the pickup designs and options for those two are voiced quite differently. So, are these pickups a good choice? I mean, they're fine. As I said, I don't really know any better. They work. You could change them if you want. As we mentioned before, the wood is unknown, or shall we just say undisclosed. But it's the same point again. With the baritone, my ear isn't refined enough in this register to know what a good or ideal wood choice might be. And to be honest, I'm not a massive believer in the whole tone wood thing anyway. Except for acoustics. Go on, you can let me have it in the comments if you like. By the way, if you've liked this video so far, please don't forget to hit the wee like button. It helps spread the video or something like that, and that might grow the channel and all that kind of good stuff. Cheers! Edit. Okay, so I previously had this bit in the video where I suspected there was this massive conspiracy about Andertons QC cards, that they were getting filled out in the Andertons associated factories, like the Man Lynn factory with Soloking and Eastcoast, or Chapman Guitars, or maybe even Squier. But conspiracy over, I was wrong. The reason I thought this was because of the way the box was taped up on the East Coast. It didn't look like it had been opened, and there was a QC card inside. And there was also one of these cards inside the Solokings, and the second one that I got had pretty shoddy fretwork on it, but like I say, I was wrong. Conspiracy over. I did eventually manage to find a page on Anderton's website about these QC checks, so I'll put a link to that in the description. But the short version is, they basically seem to spot check some models that they think might be at a higher risk of being problematic. So that pretty much explains it. Kind of. My apologies for the conspiracy part that you didn't get to see, which was quite funny, but I had to take it out because it was wrong. Anyway, let's get back to the baritones. So once again, for the price, even at the £149, I think they've done a great job here. And I'd love to see a new baritone East Coast model in their new range, soon. And I don't know how well this one's sold, but my requests, suggestions would be, can we have a roasted maple neck and fretboard, like on the other East Coast models? And if you must, absolutely must do the binding, can we have a better colour match, please? Come on, that'd be cool. Okay, so, baritone guitars. Have you tried one? What have you tried? Have you tried to convert a regular 6-string into a baritone? Maybe it's a 7-string you prefer. Or, have you tried like any East Coast guitars? Let me know your experiences in the comments. Live streams. Do you like live streams? Well, every Thursday here at 7:30 PM we'll have a live stream. And it's kind of interactive in that every Wednesday on the community tab, I'll post up a poll which you can vote on the topic, whatever it is we're going to be hammering on about that week. Then we discuss the results on the live stream, and then it usually quickly goes off topic, but sometimes that's more fun. So, it'd be great to see you there if you can make it, and if that does sound like the kind of thing that you'd be interested in, then please do consider subscribing to the channel and turning on the notification thing, That way there's more chance of you seeing the notification for the poll, the live stream, and then the videos that are posted every Friday, by the way, at 6 PM. And it also apparently helps the channel, so that's kind of good. Okay, thanks for watching. Until next time, see you later.